Welcome to the birthplace of Queensland, Yandina. And it is a quiet Sunday morning here in Yandina, and probably not unlike a lot of other mornings that you might find here in this sleepy little town. And I was pulling in to go to the ginger factory just on the other side of town here, and I saw a sign that said it was the birthplace of Queensland. And I thought, you know what? Why not do a little walk and talk? Because this is one of those places that unless you heard about it on Tom TV, you might not even know it existed. And I'll start here is the All Saints Anglican Church. It's the I think it's still an operational church, and I'm just going to share a little bit of Yandina. It's not too big of a town. So I can't imagine that it'll take all too long to share this with you. But here is the church right here. Look at that. And while I'm walking and talking through the grounds of the church here, I'm having a long black made for me over at the cafe just around the corner. I think it's the Ginger Cafe. So there is actually a tour that you can take of the historical sites here in Yandina. Look at that tree right there. So here is the other side of the church. I would imagine that they have a small congregation. So let's go and walk down the main street. First buildings you see as you come into town here is Pete's Village Bakery. And unfortunately, Pete's Bakery is closed today, being Sunday. But I can still share a little bit of it with you. You know, it's always interesting to take a look at the bulletin board in a small little town like this. Wanted must be free, all metal scrap. There's a sign for land clearing and what have you. Wanted to rent, home in Yandina for mid-50s professional couple. There's a sign right there somebody looking for that. Here's somebody that wanted a diviner. You see, they're looking for a diviner. If you know anybody, have them call 04-3389-4900, and there you go. So a diviner. But anyway, so I'm having my coffee made for me just across the way at Cafe Ginger's, and I'm gonna just kind of walk down the town a little bit. You can see there's their meat place. You can go out and grab yourself a pizza on a Friday night, perhaps. Maybe get some ribs if that's what you'd like. But it is a small little town. It really is. And the young lady that was making my coffee, when I asked her if she likes living here in Yandina, her smile was all I needed to see to get the answer. Here is the Yandina School of Arts, established in 1916. Just a beautiful building. You can get fitness classes there at the School of Arts. What a quiet little town. It really is. Probably the better part of, I would say, maybe a couple hours up from Brisbane, or Brizzy, as they call it. Now, interestingly enough, I wasn't expecting much more of the town, but as I look down, there's actually a little street just up here where you seem to have the commercial center. Look at this. What a, probably should step out of the road. There you have Jeffers Market right there. And here is Cafe Invigorate. You can see you can get invigorated here at the cafe with, have yourself a coffee or maybe a brekkie, as they call it. You might come down here and grab yourself a brekkie. What a nice little town. It's easy to see why that young lady gave me the smile that she did when I asked her if she likes living here. They even have a tattoo parlor if you were so inclined to get yourself a nice little tattoo. And just off to the left they've got a laundromat. Wonderful. Very, very nice little town. Over here, I would assume that this is probably the news agency. Just over here. And you got the news agency, and what town would be what little town in Australia would be complete without your Thai restaurant? You'll see there's always seems to always be a Thai restaurant on these in these little towns. And then just up ahead you have the Yandina Hotel, if you're looking for a place to stay. So there is the Yandina Hotel right there. Look at that. Apparently there's quite a bit of history here in this town. And I would imagine being the birthplace of Queensland, I can't imagine it wouldn't have a lot of history. So, all right. So I'm gonna go and get my long black just up at Ginger's Cafe. We'll go get my long black and head over to the ginger factory. Apparently there's also a nice this was a one-dog town. That's what I was telling the girl. I said, you know what we call this in America? We call a place like this a one-dog town. And here's the dog. You see? There's your dog right there. Okay, so there's your dog, and here's your news agency here. Wonderful. All right, so let's go get my long black, which should be ready for me now. All right, it's not the first time I've been mistaken. I was telling the young lady at the Ginger Cafe that us Americans say a town like this is a one-dog town, and apparently this is a two-dog town. Here is the other dog in town right here. Look at this little dog here. What's your dog's name? Shadow. This is Shadow. So say hello to Shadow. Oh, goodness gracious. Shadow is quite friendly. There you go. All right, let's go get our long black. Let's go see if my long black is ready. Hopefully it is. It's interesting here when you order yourself a coffee. You don't just say, I'll have a coffee, as you might in many places of the world. Here they call it a long black, and they'll take a couple shots of espresso and just pour those into a cup with some hot water. So we will see if, here we go. So they should have my coffee ready for me. Let's see. Is my coffee ready? This is the young girl that I was telling you, just gave me a big smile when I told her, asked her if she likes to live here. So, you have a wonderful town.
Thank you.
Very, very nice town. All right. Can I show the folks your menu? Okay. Let me show you the menu here. So if you come here to Ginger's Cafe, this is what you might see. You could choose from, they've got a breakfast until 2 p.m. You see, you can get them. Camera went out on me. You can get yourself a mini brekkie, or you can get a big brekkie. You see, big brekkie has bacon, eggs, chopped chipolatas, whatever those are, hash browns, tomato toast, tea, and coffee. So, all right, let's get on with the tour. As you can see, I am just about to enter the ginger factory here in Yandina. And as I was doing so, driving along, there was a sign here for this historic building, which I think also serves as the information center for the area. And it's not open, being Sunday, but I did see a sign that said it's a historical building. And I thought as such I could just share this with you, if only from the outside. It's open Monday to Saturday, 9:30 to 2. But here is your historical building here in Yandina, and they have a museum here. The weather today is I believe it's the 19th or 20th of July, middle of winter here in the land down under. And boy, being up here in Queensland, you sure wouldn't think that it is winter time. It is just a beautiful, beautiful day with temperatures probably in the low to mid 70s, and it's all of 10 o'clock in the morning. And back there you can see they've got the museum, and here's where you could sit and have yourself maybe a bite to eat, maybe a gingerbread man. At the ginger factory, as I understand it, they have a little area there where you can actually make yourself a gingerbread man. Here's another home right here. Look at that. All right. So let's go, and I'm gonna go for a tour through the ginger factory on this beautiful July winter morning. Still trying to wrap my head around that whole concept of it being winter time here in July. And probably when I do wrap my head around it, I'll be trying to wrap my head around Christmas time in the summer here. And Christmas will be, of course, in December, but their December is the middle of their summer. So we will have to wait and see what that whole experience will be like. There's a beautiful tree or a bush that I can share with you. Look at that. All right, so that is that's your tour of Yandina here in beautiful Queensland, the birthplace of Queensland.